Imagine Russia in 1984, at the height of the Cold War. A time of political tension and uncertainty, where daily life was marked by an atmosphere of suspicion and competition between the superpowers. In this context, a young programmer named Alexey Pajitnov, with a passion for puzzles and logic, worked at the Dorodnitsyn Computing Center in Moscow. He dreamed of creating a simple but captivating video game, something that could excite anyone. He spent hours thinking about how to combine simplicity with depth, searching for the perfect idea that would capture the imagination of millions. One day, like a flash of inspiration, the idea struck him, blocks falling from the top of the screen to be fitted together perfectly. The inspiration came from Pentomino, a logic game with shapes made of 5 squares. Pajitnov was fascinated by the simplicity and complexity of this game, and he wanted to bring that experience to the digital world. But Pajitnov, with a stroke of genius, decided to simplify, using shapes made of 4 squares, the tetrominos. This choice not only made the game more accessible, but also added a level of strategy and challenge that made it irresistible. Thus, Tetris was born, destined to become a global icon. The game not only conquered the hearts of players around the world, but also became a symbol of creativity and human ingenuity, capable of overcoming cultural and political barriers. Tetris was not just a game, but a cultural phenomenon. Tournaments were organized, and people of all ages and backgrounds challenged each other to achieve the highest score. The game quickly spread across different platforms, from computers to handheld devices, becoming a universal pastime. Alexey Pajitnov, along with his team, continued to improve and refine Tetris, making it increasingly engaging. His creation not only brought him fame, but also a special place in the history of video games. Tetris remains, even today, one of the most loved and played games of all time. Imagine Tetris in its early days, without elaborate graphics, with a simple text-based interface on an Electronica 60 computer. And yet, the game spread like wildfire among Pajitnov's colleagues, passing from floppy disk to floppy disk, like a rumor that spreads quickly. In a short time, Tetris conquered the Soviet Union and Eastern Europe, an unstoppable success fueled by word of mouth and its ability to test the minds and reflexes of players. On the other side of the world, a Hungarian-American entrepreneur, Robert Stein, sensed the potential of Tetris. Stein got in touch with Pajitnov, determined to obtain the rights for distribution in the West. Thus began a real bureaucratic odyssey between trips to Moscow and complex negotiations with the Soviet authorities. In the end, Stein's tenacity was rewarded. Tetris was ready to land in the West. In 1989, Nintendo launched the Game Boy, a handheld console that would revolutionize the world of video games. And what better game than Tetris to accompany its debut? Tetris, with its simple rules and addictive gameplay, was the perfect companion for the Game Boy. Tetris was perfect for the Game Boy, simple, immediate, captivating. Sold together with the console, Tetris not only entertained, but challenged players to continuously improve their skills. Tetris contributed to the global success of the Game Boy. The combination of a portable console and such an engaging game created a global phenomenon. Even today, Tetris and the Game Boy are fondly remembered by millions of players, symbols of a golden age of handheld video games. The worldwide success of Tetris sparked a real war for its rights. Nintendo, Atari, and other companies fought tooth and nail for the opportunity to distribute the game. At the center of the dispute was the interpretation of the agreements with Elorg, the Soviet entity that held the original rights. After years of legal battles, in 1993, Nintendo won, securing exclusive rights to distribute Tetris on handheld consoles. The fame of Tetris went beyond earthly boundaries, even reaching space. In 1993, Russian astronaut Alexander Serebrov took a copy of Tetris with him to the Mir space station. Imagine, floating in zero gravity, with the Earth in the background, and relaxing with a game of Tetris. Who doesn't remember the music of Tetris? That catchy and cheerful melody, known as Korobeniki, is a 19th century Russian folk song. The choice of Korobeniki for Tetris was spot on. The music fits perfectly with the rhythm of the game, increasing the involvement and tension. Korobiniki has become an icon, a symbol of pop culture, rearranged and reinterpreted in 1,000 different ways. More than 30 years after its creation, Tetris continues to excite millions of players around the world, from computers to mobile devices. The secret of its success? Simplicity, the ability to adapt to any platform, and that hint of challenge that makes it irresistible. Tetris is a timeless classic, a game that has evolved without losing its original charm. Tetris is not just a game, it is a cultural phenomenon that has left its mark on society. It has appeared in movies, TV series, works of art, even in merchandising products. Tetris has also been used in education to teach geometry, logic, and problem solving. Scientists have studied the effects of Tetris on the brain, discovering that it can improve memory, concentration, and visual spatial skills. The future of Tetris? Bright. With over 3 decades of history behind it, Tetris continues to evolve and conquer new generations of players. New technologies, such as virtual reality and augmented reality, offer new opportunities to expand the gaming experience. Tetris is proof that simple but brilliant ideas can have a huge impact on popular culture. Born in the 80s, this game has spanned decades, adapting to every new platform and technology. From the first computers to modern smartphones, Tetris has managed to maintain its essence, conquering millions of players around the world. Tetris teaches us that you don't need complex graphics or elaborate stories to create a fun and engaging game. Its strength lies in the simplicity of its mechanics and the challenge it offers to players of all ages.